Yo, yo, yo. Sorry for the late start this morning, my peoples. There's some wonkiness going on with some of the stream stuff, dude. So, we got it sorted. Everything's good, man. And, we're rocking, baby. We're rocking. Happy Tuesday. I don't know what we're playing today. I couldn't decide last night, so I'm done with Nightingale, dude. I'll probably make a video tomorrow kind of detailing exactly what I've been stating over the course of playing this game. It just feels a bit rough right now. It really does. It doesn't. The benefit, you know, the positive side of what the game has to offer is not outweighing the pros, I guess. You know, the fun side of it is kind of not as good as the bad side. So it's every day. By the time I'm done playing it, it just feels blech, you know. And so I'm kind of done with it. But it's cool, man. I mean, that's the way it goes sometimes, unfortunately. And not every game's going to be a banger. And so what I'll do is I'll make a little review tomorrow, review video, and I'll throw it out there on the YouTube. And you know, that way people will have something, hopefully, to go by to give them a little bit of an idea about what to expect from the game. You know, it's got its good parts that hopefully the developer will be able to build off of and turn the game into something decent. But right now it's not there, man. It's just not. So we'll figure out what we're gonna play today. We'll figure it out. We'll talk about it. But we can't get there until we do the news. You know how it's got to go, my dudes. So let's get in here and do this, man. Let's get into video gaming news this morning and see what's happening in the world of video games. Let's go. Cool. So Stardew Valley's big it looks like the big update, what is it, 1.6, is that what it is, that we've been hearing about for a while is about to hit in March. Supermassive has fired up 30% of their staff. Oh no. Dude, more layoffs. It's just never ending. Surprise, Final Fantasy VII Remake patch changes the ending? What? Looks like Overwatch 2 Season 10's bringing about a new hero. We'll take a look at that real quick as well. Interesting. Okay, let's see what else we got. Google Genie, is that kind of the same thing as Game Genie? Video game generating AI. Oh, Jesus. Here we go, dude. Netflix is continuing to add to their catalog. Is Netflix still just accessible through their mobile app? This is what I need to know. I can't type this morning. Oh, well, yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah. I don't trust people that use iPhones to sell me insurance, so. Yeah, they did, didn't they? Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I was actually getting ready to talk to you about that, and because you were bringing it up, and boom, dude, the game crashed, and it took down some of my drivers and streaming software and stuff, and I was like, all right, we're done. We're just done, dude. No, what I was gonna say was that COD used to be good, dude. I do think COD used to be good. I used to play COD, dude. I used to play COD. And I just don't, you know, what was the last one I bought into? Was it Black Ops 3? Was it Black Ops 3? The last one I bought into? I think it was Black Ops 3, dude. I think it was this one. Yeah, I think it was Black Ops 3. And, you know, it got to where it felt like... Felt like Call of Duty wasn't evolving to me. It felt like it was just push another one out, push another one out, push another one out. It's not, you know, it wasn't worth the money to me. That's where it was, you know. And I was like, yeah, I probably won't be spending money on Call of Duty anymore. But dude, I used to play Call of Duty way back in the day, like old school Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2. Oh my God, this game was so good. You know what I mean? These old Call of Duty games, oh Jesus, man. And granted, I haven't really played one over the past 10 years because, in large part, after I bought Black Ops 3 and played it, I was just, I didn't really see it being worth, you know. And what and I mean, to be fair, look, dude, like I've talked about, right? I think people liked the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, you know, the new Modern Warfare 2. I think they liked that okay. But like you saw what they did with Modern Warfare 3, right? They even had their own developers coming out and talking crap about how they pushed this game too fast. They weren't given the amount of time to work on, and how bad the reviews are for it and stuff. This is just a problem in the industry. I don't want to be a part of this problem, you know? I don't want to be a part of this problem. The massive games that people just continue to buy because it just has the same name on it that's popular, you know? I think this is a trash game, you know? I think this is a trash game. And that's not fair, dude. It's not fair for these companies to keep, you know, leaning on the name that they can throw on the box that is popular and push out trash content they know people will buy because it's popular. I hate that. I don't want to, you know, be a part of that problem. That's the issue for me. So I wasn't real thrilled with what Call of Duty was the last time I played one, and I can see how many people are disliking even the new games they make. So that's why it's really hard for me to want to even try to dive back into these, you know. So yeah, I throw shade, and I know that we have fun little like you know, we have these fun little like shade throwing matches about it and stuff, you know, all in jest, and it's all in fun, you know. But you know, I do have some true sentiments behind it too, because of the way I feel about the way this industry works, and a lot of the scummier things that happen with titles like this, you know. So that's what I was going to talk about yesterday whenever we were so rudely interrupted by the game crashing and taking my stream with it, you know, was that I'm not actually totally, you know, like, well, I'll never play a Call of Duty game again. It's just, hopefully Microsoft will turn Activision around. And if they're going to keep releasing a new Call of Duty game every single year, which they probably will because it's lucrative, but let's be fair. When you talk about games that release every single year, what suffers? The quality. The content within these games suffer the quality suffers because you're talking about a game that is expected to be at a very, very high production point. You know, AAA games. How long does it usually take to make a AAA game? Right? A really good AAA game, we're talking about like 4 to 5 years is like low point usually, right? And then I can't help but look at games like Call of Duty or Assassin's Creed or Pokemon and go, their content would be so much better if they would just spread the releases out. Focus down on what these games could bring to the table content wise, and give these games the time they deserve in the development process to be bangers, you know. But they don't do that because they don't care, because people keep buying them, like, because they put them out every year. They put one out every year. People keep buying it even if they're trash, like Modern Warfare 3 is. So it sucks to see it, man. I hate to see it. Beep, beep, boop. That was a bit much for me right now. I need more coffee before I hit that song. So, I used to love Call of Duty, bro. I still have a bunch of these old Call of Duty games and stuff, you know? Yeah. Now, I wasn't like one of those people that played like every single one or anything, but I bought them sporadically and everything, and I enjoyed them. You have almost every one. Yeah, a lot of people do. And I respect, there's a reason why so many people love the series, because of the way it started. But that's the way a lot of franchises have been built, right? That's the way a lot of franchises have been built. And you've seen them go downhill content-wise over time, because it's like these developers lose sight of what made these games magical and special in the first place. They get too business-minded about it. It's like, well, let's push out another, because they know people will buy it, right? No matter what. Because there are too many fans of the series. And it just, from my point of view, it sucks to see that. I'd rather see them take care of the fan base. Take care of the fan base, dude. You know, you've got this massive, huge franchise that the fan base has helped to build over the years because the game was good at one point. And then now what you've done is you've taken advantage of that fan base by releasing subpar quality products, and they continue to buy it because they're expecting the things that you used to do for them, you know? It sucks to see that, man. One second. The Modern Warfare 3 gameplay, yeah, but just because of what it looks like doesn't change what the content provides, right? Look, that's something that for me is far and above. We've talked about this, right? We've talked about this. I love the series because it's the only PvE shooter. What are you talking about? The only PvE shooter? How about you cod some fish? Do you mean PvP? You actually... So not every Call of Duty's even had a campaign in it, though, dude. Are you just talking about Modern Warfare 3? So if that's where you want to go with this, well, the campaign was what, 3 to 4 hours long? So this is what I'm talking about. You want to talk about Modern Warfare 3, like even their newest one. You know, how lackluster. For the people that want to say, well, it's got a campaign, it's like 3 hours or 4 hours long. It was 10 hours for you. It's not even anything substantial. It's very underwhelming. For most people were able to get that campaign completed very, very quickly. And again, look, it's about and it's not the only, let's be fair. It is not the only good production value PvE shooter. It's not. It's absolutely not. It's not the only high budget PvE shooter. You got to be out of your mind. There's no way. No. No, it's not, dude. No, it's not. I agree. Battlefield has dwindled. Battlefield has dwindled. Yeah, Battlefield, and that doesn't hurt my feelings because EA sucks, and you know, it's not the only high production value game. But again, I mean, I know where your head's at all the time with all the games you play. It's all about the way it looks, and you're not the only person that has that mindset. Everything's all about the way a game looks, first and foremost. If it doesn't look good, it just does not interest you. And I'm the opposite, you know? I'm the opposite. EA does have some good games. I never said they didn't have good games. I say their good games are few and far between. Their reach is too big to not have good games here and there. But I'm one of those people that I'm much more worried about how good the content is. And if a game looks good on top of that, that's a cherry on top, man. But I want the content to be good. I want the game to play well. I want it to be polished. That's what I care about. That's what I care about, you know. In Need for Speed Unbound, that game did not look bad. It didn't get great reviews, though. Jedi Survivor, this is the problem. I don't think Jedi Survivor is probably, I think it's probably actually really good content-wise. But it was terrible the way they approached that game and releasing it unfinished. They released that game unfinished. They baited a ton of people into buying that game when it was unfinished. It's unacceptable. That should not happen in this industry. You're releasing a broken product, an unfinished product, and you're baiting people into buying it. Nope. No, yeah, that's what the consumer, that's the way a lot of people address it, and they shouldn't, right? Yeah, that's terrible. That's a terrible mindset, dude. Nobody should be addressing the industry that way. It's so bad. It just allows these businesses to get away with doing that crap to us over and over and over. What were you talking about? Need for Speed Unbound? Yeah, new COD this year for sure. Yeah, November time frame, absolutely. Every year. And it'll probably be balls. If it has a campaign, it'll probably be 2 to 3 hours long. For anybody good at games. For people that are bad at games, it'll probably be about 10 hours long. Is it even on? There it is. Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, Need for Speed Unbound. The thing that threw me off about this game was all the comic styled graphics in it and stuff. It's weird to see a game for me that looks so realistic and so good graphic wise, and then have all the like really weird comic style graphics put in it. Like anytime you did like a jump, you get like these comic style wings that would like pop out of your car and stuff until you hit the ground or whatever. And it's like, what? Like, what is that? No, that's right. 7 a.m. EST. 6 a.m. CST CDT. Or 4 a.m. PST. 5 Mountain Time. Whatever you want. All right. But, you know, I thought this game looked pretty good outside of a lot of the weird cartoony style. Like, a little bit of this is okay. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. It was just too much, dude. It seemed like to me anyways. No one uses those times. Everybody that lives in in North America does, dude. Everybody that lives in North America does. Wait, what is this, dude? Oh, we've seen this kind of stuff before. This is old though, dude. I mean, why? This is Modern Warfare 2 stuff. Why? No, we're doing news, dude. We're doing news. We're not going backwards, dude. We're going forwards. I've seen it before. Most of us have. That's old stuff, dude. What are the mixed reviews? People designing the Legends body kits have never even seen a car in their life. People writing the dialogue have never had a human interaction in their life. Awful soundtrack, too many repetitive, boring police chases, limited amount of retries. Normal races have buy-ins. And drift events, paint the city events absolutely freaking suck, especially if you don't have a cartoon specifically for them. Can't upgrade cars to the max since you'll exceed the race tier requirements. If the car's too good, you can't take part in most races. You're a max car for the current tier. Too bad. Interesting. Yeah, people haven't liked this one very much. It's overall 63% positive, recent 55. Not a good look. What is this? Is this Modern Warfare 3 stuff or whatever? That's fine. I'll watch this, dude. We'll watch this. That's fine. That's cool. When did this come out? 2 weeks ago? That's cool. We can watch that. Yep. We can watch it, dude. That's fine. All of your Call of Duty and you know, your Call of Duty and GTA copium, buddy. Yeah. Netflix is still, this is directly from their site. So what I was trying to get at earlier, where before I was so rudely interrupted by the shade throwing happening in chat right now. No, I'm just playing. Netflix has added more games. This is the biggest problem I see with Netflix right now. Netflix has a pretty solid lineup of games at this point, but this is the only way you can play Netflix mobile. Through their mobile application. Why? If Netflix was serious about getting people into play on their platform, Netflix would have people, give people the ability to play on desktop, give people the ability to play on their consoles, everywhere. And this is still what we're dealing with. You can play on their mobile app. That's it. That's it. So it's I don't understand why they're taking so long to get something like that rolled out, but it's not a good look as far as I'm concerned. The Pokemon streams today, yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch it, probably. This is the thing. 6 a.m. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, in an hour. I mean, what are we getting today? Hopefully, getting more Power World. Somebody said, "What are we getting today?" I put, hopefully, getting more Power World. Oh, dude, let's go. Oh yeah, I totally just wrote that. Look, dude, it's right there. It's right here. It's underneath our chat, but it's there, dude. Yeah, absolutely. I saw it live. I was here live. Yeah, dude. Look. Bring on the Power World expansion. Everybody's talking about Power World, bro. Oh, I love it, dude. Everybody's talking about Power World. Oh my god. It's so good. Oh my god. That's so funny. I mean, here's what we know will be in here. There will be probably some new DLC stuff for the games they have out. There will be what's the mobile game they have, right? They'll have some announcements for that. They'll have the Pokemon Sleep stuff in here, you know. But what they should be talking about is how they've realized that they've missed opportunities with their universe by not doing something closer to what Power World's done, and they won't talk about that. We'll recap this. I'm not watching this live. But I do appreciate this. I didn't know it was happening today. I just don't really care that much. I just don't. We'll get the summary of it tomorrow, you know. Or on Thursday. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow's the down day. But when even IGN basically says Power World has more content than Pokemon, you know it's bad. Yeah. Everybody in here going nuts for Power World, dude. I love it. Sandland? Isn't that Armored Core? No. Sandland, we've seen that too. We've seen Sandland. It's about to release though, right? So I do appreciate that, Link. We have seen Sandland. We've talked about Sandland. Is this Bandai? Who's doing this game? Is this a Bandai game? Yeah, it's Bandai. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it could be cool. It looks like it, but yeah, no, Dragon's Dogma 2, I'm hyped about that. We have looked at Sandland, and it looks like it could be kind of cool, but I'm also not totally sure about that one. So we have seen that though. Thanks, buddy. Let's see what else we got here. Bamco. Bamco. Nice, dude. Developers express uncertainty over Apple Arcade's future. Probably because it's not doing great. I actually don't know that, but Stardew Valley, over 30 million copies. That's a lot. Yeah, Skull and Bones has people rushing back to AC Black Flag. Apparently, there's a Black Flag remake in the works, or it should be coming before too long. Skull and Bones was a hot piece of garbage, just like I expected it to be. It's a garbage for Apple Arcade, boring game. Yeah. Here's the thing, what I was saying about Netflix earlier. Netflix has a pretty good, for just diving into the gaming venture over the past 2 years. they've got a pretty good collection of games. Their game lineup is not bad, you know, for what I mean, dude. They've got the old GTA games on there. How are you know what I mean? How are you not losing your mind? You know, they've got Hades on there. They've got a really good selection of games on Netflix's platform. The problem is accessibility. People can't access those games outside of the mobile app, which is terrible. How do you expect to get real game like you're only getting one demographic of gamer in to play those games, just mobile gamers. They need to have that like some kind of gaming app developed for their Netflix gaming for like platforms like console, as well as a desktop application for PC. Terrible to play with subscription. Well, I mean, it's a benefit for anybody that already has a Netflix subscription, right? If you already have a Netflix subscription, it's just a bonus. It's just a bonus. So why not? Gaming? Who invented the word? You're gaming? Yeah, video games. Games. I'm gaming. I don't know, dude. You're getting too deep. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. Too deep, man. Gaming Bible is clickbait. I'm not diving into this. The Gaming Bible is always clickbait. PS7? Yeah, I'll probably pass. I mean, by that time, dude, PlayStation probably won't even be, they'll probably be following Xbox. They'll be putting out all their proprietary games on competitors' platforms by then anyway, so who cares? Yeah, God, why do we just keep getting articles about stuff we've seen for weeks now? What is this? A new EA game announcement seems imminent. Oh, F124. Okay. If you're a fan of the F1 games, it looks like their F124 game announcements incoming. Incoming. Meow. Meow. Wait, what? Tell me they're not adding Assassin's Creed into Magic the Gathering. Are you flipping serious? I'll tell you what, dude. The Magic the Gathering that I grew up with is not the Magic the Gathering that it is today. That's for sure. You know, I would really like to talk to some other. We come to win the Euro, not play God. I saw that, dude. I saw that. They like banned games while they're there to play the tournament, so people will focus down on the sport they're playing instead of playing video games. That's funny, dude. So, you know, I played. I was a Magic the Gathering nerd whenever I was a kid. And I'm talking about old school stuff, you know, which was banger. I loved it, man. And I'm interested to know how people feel about what Wizards of the Coast has done with these collaborations. We've seen really weird ones too, dude, like Fortnite. Fortnite stuff be put in there. We've seen now, you know, I mean, there's been all kinds of weird mashups for Magic the Gathering. And I wonder how people feel about these universes being thrown into the Magic universe, you know, whether or not they're okay with it or if it's like a turnoff for them. To me, it feels like a turnoff. It feels like polluting the unique universe of what Magic the Gathering has always been with these other universes. And it makes it feel real watered down and weird. But I quit playing Magic a long time ago. And so I would like to know how traditional people that have played it for the long haul would feel about this notion. We've got this up. That feels bad. Is the Nintendo Switch 2, if that's even what it's called, backwards compatible? It better be, but it probably won't be. We've heard rumors that they're working on trying to make it backwards compatible, and it should be. There's no reason why it shouldn't be. If they're using the same kind of media, right, for physical games and stuff like that, and even digital games you own, dude, if you own digital games, you should own them. It doesn't matter. That's why PC is so good, guys. PC is so good because it doesn't matter if you build a new PC or if you buy a new PC. You still got all your games, right? It doesn't matter. That's why console's so gross. Console's so disgusting, and it has been for such a long time, because every time they come out with a new piece of hardware, it's like, oh, you own this on PS4? Well, even though we ported this to PS5, pay for it again. Or, oh, you owned this as a digital copy on the Wii U? You owned Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on Wii U? Well, guess what? We're porting this to the Switch, but you're going to have to buy it again if you want to play it on your Switch, you know? It's been like this forever in the console world, and it's disgusting. There's no reason why you should have to do that. If you own that game from that manufacturer and it's been ported over to the new hardware, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to play it. You already own it. You already own it. Why should you have to double or triple dip to play it again on their own hardware? That's stupid. Just stupid, dude. So, yes, it should have backwards compatibility. But will it? I am not hopeful. I'm not hopeful it will, because Nintendo hasn't been good about this in the past. And they tend to not make as much money if they incorporate this, right? Even though it's disgusting to make people pay 2 or 3 times for the same game. There's no reason that should ever happen. Baldur's Gate 3 has sold way over 10 million copies at this point. Good for them. It's a banger game. It's a banger game, dude. It's really, really good. Path of Exile 2. When does this release, dude? We'll take a look at this. God, Path of Exile 1 was everything I wanted Diablo 3 to be. Path of Exile was so good. ExpressVPN. Don't listen to Soup. I'm not sponsored by ExpressVPN, but maybe I could be. WWE 2K24 Season Pass DLC wrestlers revealed. 2K Sports, baby. Gotta love it. He is. Wait, why didn't I know this? Gaming Bible, gross. Yep, 1.6 update. Yeah. I'll have a probably a new video up here before long. Probably tomorrow. That showcases what we saw at the DICE Awards and them ripping on Embracer and Unity and stuff. It was very, very good. Very good. Paralives. Wait. Hold on. Interesting. Paralives. And then there's also Life by You. So there are two different games coming out that are going to be trying to pull people away from The Sims. Interesting. Cool. Good. Sims is disgusting. The monetization is so gross. So gross. Well, we'll leave this up. Let's take a look at that for all the Sims lovers. Hopefully something different for you to dive into and not support EA, you know? Wow, Insider Gaming. You're only a couple of weeks late on that one, you know? Game Pass subscribers should keep an eye on March 5th. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on there. Xbox wish list feature glitch causes lists to disappear. Oh no. That sucks. Hopefully they get that fixed pretty quick. Power World's next update is live. What do we get from that, dude? We'll just pull it up in the article. Let's go. Foam stars? Gross, dude. AI riddled, stupidly gross monetization game out from underneath Square Enix. This is the copium that that Soup loves, though. Soup loves foam stars. Oh, man. Enshrouded is getting an update number 2 with patch notes as well. Helldivers 2 servers actually work now. Yo, here's what's crazy. Enough people have loved Helldivers 2 that they've been diving into this game, even with the servers still being kind of bonked, man, which is incredibly crazy. Usually, huge server issues really turn people away from playing games. Bad queue times, getting disconnected, things like that. It's a really... Server issues are a detriment to developers on game releases, man. And Helldivers 2, people have persisted in this game. They love this game. So, I mean, everybody besides Soup, apparently, you know. Soup's like that one out of, you know, every 5,000 people that hasn't liked this game. Apparently it's too hard and not Call of Duty enough, like, you know. But to each their own. To each their own, buddy. Hey, I respect it. I respect it. You know. But it's good that they're getting the server issues ironed out. Let's stick with this, dude. I'm flipping Soup, dude. Oh, man. You crack me up, dude. Yo. Weather looking incredible today, by the way. I woke up, it was already 50 degrees when I woke up today. Incredible. Now, it's supposed to get up to 75 degrees today. How crazy is that? 75 degrees. Now, check this out. Today is a high of 75, right? Tomorrow, a high of 34. And potential snow. Bro. Weird. Hey, what the crap? Okay, let's get in here. Xbox Game Pass subscribers should keep an eye on March 5th. Next Tuesday, March 5th, is shaping up to be a big day for subscribers of Game Pass across PC and consoles. We'll just kind of hit the bullet marks here, and then we'll move on, and I'll link this if you guys want to read the whole thing. March 5th marks the start of Xbox Game Pass for March's releases. With Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun, only 5 games have been confirmed so far for March, all coming in the second half of the month, leaving Wave 1 a mystery. The Wave 1 announcement will most likely come on March 5th, alongside the Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun release on the streaming service. Okay, so far, that's what we know. What are the other games? We've hit on these, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. The other games coming out we know of: Lightyear Frontier. This is the farming game, the cozy farming game, but you're like on some planet. You use mechs and stuff. It's kind of crazy looking. MLB The Show 24 on March 29th. Diablo 4 on March 28th. Don't you have a phone? Open Roads on March 28th as well. This looks like a very good game also. So they've got some notable ones here coming for Game Pass at the end of the month also. But if you need more out of it, here you go. Don't you have a phone? Palworld's next update is live, people, and the patch notes have been revealed. Earlier today, Palworld developers Pocket Pair confirmed that it still planned to launch its next update before the end of the month. It seemed that what they really meant was that the update would be out before the end of the day, as the team has officially dropped the next Palworld patch. The new update is available now on PC via Steam and is coming to Xbox platforms soon. Generally, updates come to Xbox the morning after, so expect to see it in that version soon. The biggest changes with this patch are 2 major fixes related to saved data, making it a much better process. Pocket Pair has also introduced several fixes for the monsters you catch, which should make some of the best pals in the Pal world even better. That includes a needed change to Misanda's partner skill that was causing bosses to get stuck in walls. Players will also notice quite a few bug fixes for player bases. That includes several changes to how pals work to make sure they no longer get stuck on top of buildings. That's excellent. There have also been a few server changes to make finding your preferred server a bit easier. That was needed as well. Great. You'll find the full list of patch notes below. So it looks like Steam patch is 1.5.0 and Xbox patch is 1.5.0 as well. Steam version 1.5.0 has been released. Xbox version 1.5.0 will release as soon as it's ready. So this goes through a process where Microsoft has to approve it. That's what they're waiting on. Major fixes: implemented backup of saved data on the world selection screen, resolved issue of unnecessary data accumulating in saved data. Key configuration, added fully supported keyboard key configuration. Guild, modified specification to allow guild members to be removed when not logged in. This was creating huge issues and bugs. Where there were people, we'll see if this fixes stuff, but apparently if people were leaving the guild, it was just bonking people all the way. Like they would just get, everything would get deleted for them out of the entire server and stuff. It was crazy. Changed long press operation during player tasks to allow continuous work. Oh my God, the quality of life. Oh, they did it! They did it. Whenever I first started playing this game, Pinky and I were playing this game, and I was like, dude, the long press on button to work is terrible. And Pinky was like, it's not that bad. And I was like, the more you have to do this, the worse it's going to get. And it was. It was just brutal. Why? Why do you have to do that? Why do you have to sit there and hold a button Because the more you progress in the game, the longer it takes to make things. And do the pals help? Yes. But there's still things that you need to do yourself. And it takes a long time. And this was something that I was really, really harping on this game about. Why do you need to sit there and hold a button down the entire time you work on something? That is a terrible, terrible, terrible integration for a game like this. This is now switchable in the options settings. That is fine. Give people the option of which way they want it. That's absolutely fine. Give people options. That's the best way you can address things as a developer. Give people options. But giving people the ability to just continuously work by only pressing the button once and not having to hold it down is incredibly good for quality of life. It is so nice, dude. I'm so glad that they fixed that. Fixed an issue where riding in prohibited hunting areas would not result in a crime. Improved interaction accuracy with adjacent objects. Nice. Pals changed the specification so that when a pal is instructed to attack aggressively, the pal will attack enemies indiscriminately even if they are not in combat. Nice. Corrected an issue to allow pals of rank 1 or higher to be selected as concentrated material. Higher ranked pals yield more points when concentrated. Fixed bug where if a large amount of experience points were gained and the level increased to 50 at once, pals would not learn any active skills. Interesting. Mitigated an issue where using Masanda's partner skill Grenadier Panda on a dungeon boss would cause the boss to get stuck in walls. That was one of the things that was a little bit rough about some of the AI in the game and stuff too, and the environment would. Sometimes you would get in arenas with bosses, they would get stuck behind a pillar, or they would like use a movement skill and they'd get stuck into environment or something. You know, it was really easy to cheese some of these enemies, and you want to see it be better than that, right? Fixed an issue where where base pals would get stuck on top of logging site, etc. Thank God. This was a huge issue, especially because they would get stuck while you were logged out, and the entire time they were stuck while you're logged out, they would just get wrecked. They wouldn't be able to eat. They wouldn't be able to rest. They wouldn't be able to do anything. And by the time you log back in, they would be sick. They'd be injured. They'd be just completely jacked, dude. It sucked. Added measures to prevent the issue where base pals would wander around and get stuck at the border of the base area. Fixed an issue where pals at the base would get stuck repeatedly starting transportation tasks, and the light bulbs icon would appear over and over again. Added measures to prevent the issue of base pals getting stuck on the farm, on a roof. Fixed an issue where work pals would get stuck in the summon space of pal box when restarting the server on a dedicated server. Adjusted the default work priority of base pals. Anubis will prioritize manual labor. Significantly relaxed building restrictions for stairs and triangular roofs. Nice. Fixed an issue where sound would play in an infinite loop when pals at the base would use certain active skills. Specifications changed so that all changes in environmental temperature are added up. If you put 4 campfires next to each other, the surrounding area will have the temperature of a volcano. Oh! Nice. Okay, cool. So this is going to affect the incubation of eggs and everything, right? That was one of the things that was weird. It was really hard to determine how to incubate the eggs correctly, because it was like you'd put, you know, campfires in there in close proximity to the eggs, but the eggs would still flux and stuff. It was weird. Implemented relaxed working style on the monitoring stand. Nice. Balance adjustment. Significantly strengthened binding power for Digtoy's partner skills. Oh, nice. Digtoy's is awesome. Fixed the abnormally high selling price of Nels. Significantly, this was probably being exploited. You could sell Nels for a very high price, apparently, to vendors, and they were not too hard to make resource-wise. Significantly increased the number of police officers who appear when a crime is committed. Oh, nice. That's fun. Added electric shock effect to Free Pal Alliance's crossbow. Cool. Adjusted the flight distance of Sphere Launcher and Scatter Sphere Launcher. Cool. Increased the sand value recovery amount of high-quality hot springs. Nice. Cool. Renovated the server lobby. Search by server name will now work. Oh! This is going to eliminate a lot of what people were having to do with looking up your servers by IP address and stuff. It was so brutal I was having to save IP addresses on like a notepad on my PC and stuff, you know. Added the ability to view online players in a dedicated server. Cool. Fixed the issue where day 5 memo was not in place. You can now adjust the game in brightness, the in-game brightness in the settings. Fixed many minor bugs, corrected various incorrect text, improved measures against cheating. That is, they really needed to do this. This was rough. This is what got us to kind of quit playing this. Even though I was like, you know, feeling pretty good about what I experienced so far, and I'm going to play this game again on full release. But we had, they were calling them script kids, getting into our server, running these cheats and hacks and scripts and stuff that were basically just disintegrating bases, and that felt bad. You know, it was probably just a bunch of Pokemon fans pissed off that Pal World was doing so good. You know, they were pissed. They're like, Pal World sucks so good, and Pokemon so bad. We're gonna wreck everybody that plays this game. Currently working on an issue where autosave fails on the Xbox and Game Pass versions. Expected this will be resolved in an upcoming update. This is great. This is great. Yeah, lots of good stuff here. This is not everything that needed to be addressed, but, you know, that's like one of the things that I thought of right now. When I was reading the, where was it? Added the ability to view online players on a dedicated server. Is this going to give you options now too, where if you can view the players on the server, can you also just send invite requests to guilds and stuff? Because that was kind of molding, you know, it was like, dude, the only way that you can invite people to a guild is if you're actually face-to-face interacting with them in the world. You don't want that, you know. You want to be able to just send people guild invites and stuff, as long as you're in the same server, same world, you know, that with just looking up a player through a player list and everything. That's something that was needed. So hopefully by them adding this, you'll be able to just add people to your guild now by selecting their name and clicking on it and going to a menu or something, you know, things like that. But lots of good stuff here, dude. A lot of the things that needed to be addressed in this game are being addressed, and you love to see it, dude. Indie developer creating amazing content and polishing this game up as we get, you know, closer to probably a full release at some point down the line. So hopefully, you know, a full release at some point down the line, because the what they have here is something special. It's incredible. It was so much fun, and I cannot wait to play this as it continues to evolve and get to fruition of what a full release is going to bring to the table of for all of us. It's going to be really good. Enshrouded reveals update 2 with patch notes as well. Enshrouded, this is I feel bad for Enshrouded, to be honest. Enshrouded is you know, a game that is also another resource gathering, base building, survival-esque type of game that was releasing after Pal World. Not very long after Pal World either. And unfortunately for them, Pal World just drew in so many players. And Enshrouded still did well. But I don't think it did nearly as well as it would have had it released maybe before Pal World did. It's the same genre, you know, and there were just so many people that got so wrapped up in Pal World, it probably affected how many people ended up going and playing this game. So they are getting a patch as well. Looks like some stability changes. Monster density in the open world is being adjusted. Alter the location of several roaming enemies to improve Enshrouded's balance. Several changes to various aspects of crafting, including buffs to how often players get twigs and feathers. Finally, the team fixed the construction hammer so players can't cut holes into unbreakable materials like the foundational bedrock material at the bottom of the world. The full breakdown of the patch notes are as follows. Fixed several rare crashes, added more security to the saving process to avoid issues with saving. Reduced the CPU load for idle servers, improved performance in large player bases and large crop fields. Fixed an issue that could prevent joining a server when the previous session was canceled or crashed. There's a lot here. Oh, no, it's not that much. My bad. Game world, redistributed roaming enemies in several areas. Fixed more cases of enemies with incorrect levels for the region they're found in. Fixed an issue where a flame altar near a shroud route could lead to the fog in the whole world disappearing. Game now prevents save points being activated when they are in deadly shroud. Fixed an issue that could lead to wax and honey spawning in a player base without having to harvest a hive first. Polished several points of interest. Tweaked the sounds from vultures. Fixed several issues with incorrect ambient sounds. Fixed an issue with the music in dungeons being muted after combat. Fixed the timings of the traps in spires in multiplayer sessions. Gameplay. Fixed cases where the saving of crops when quitting and restarting the game did not work properly. Increased the stamina cost for the jump attack. Fixed an issue where players climbing on walls and ladders could interfere with each other. The water aura no longer heals when the player is dead. Reduced the amount of twigs needed to craft arrows. Increased the yield of twigs from grown bushes. Increased the yield of feathers from their sources. Lowered the amount of flax needed to craft high-end armor sets. Lowered the amount of resources needed to craft decorative books. Castle wall blocks now have the same amount max stack size of 5,000. Fixed cases where open doors would block arrows or other projectiles. Interesting. Like a little force field there. Fixed some rare cases where looted weapons had an incorrect item level. And lastly, construction hammer no longer allows cutting holes in unbreakable materials like the foundational bedrock material at the bottom of the world. But it was funny though. Yeah, I bet that was weird. Yeah. So there's your updates for what has come to the table with Enshrouded's update number 2. All right. If you need that, I'll link it to you. There you go. There you go. WWE 2K24 Season Pass DLC wrestlers revealed include CM Punk. For anybody that is a fan of the wrestling games, I'm sorry that 2K is the company that creates this for you, first and foremost. But at least we'll be able to tell you what you're going to get across the DLC for the wrestlers coming to the table here. So 2K Sports has detailed its plans for the 5 DLC packs set to be added to the WWE 2K24. So these packs will be included in the Season Pass. Players will be able to buy them separately also, though. Arguably, most notable in the list is the inclusion of CM Punk. His addition as DLC marks the first time he's appeared in the main WWE game since WWE 2K15. So, May 15th will be DLC 1. That's CM Punk, Bubba Ray Dudley, Devon Dudley, Sandman, Terry Funk, and ECW Paul Heyman manager card and superstar cards. The June 26th, the DLC 2 will be Post Malone, Sensational Sherry, Mosh, Thrasher, Honky Tonk Man. What? Honky Tonk Man. Jimmy Hart's manager, or Jimmy Hart manager, and superstar cards. DLC 3, Pat McAfee pack. What? July 24th. Pat McAfee. Playable co-host to be confirmed. And co-host manager cards, superstar cards. DLC 4 will be September 20th with Jade Cargill, Nia Jax, Michelle McCool, Carlito, is that Kari Sane, Lyra Valkyria, and Dragon Lee. And November 13th is Diamond Dallas Page, Iron Sheik, Mr. Perfect, Great Muda, Lex Luger. So there you go. That's everything coming for the DLC, character packs, and everything for WWE 2K24. And the dates, those are supposed to be coming to you as well. So I'll link this for you guys if you need it. All you wrestling fans, you know. All features confirmed for Paralive so far. So Paralives is going to be a game. I don't know as much about this one as I do about Life by, is it Life by Me? Life by You? Life by Me? Life by. I'll pull that up as well, though. The thing that I've been prompting people to take a look at is, if you're a fan of The Sims, consider a different title. The Sims is a game that is obviously developed by Maxis, which is under EA and published by EA. And the game is disgustingly monetized, right? So I'll pull up The Sims and show you in a moment how terribly monetized that game is. And, you know, we're not big fans of EA around here anyways. So if we can prompt people to check out a different game that will give you the same or possibly even a better experience than what EA is going to be bringing to the table for you, then that's a win. not feeding these disgusting large corporations that are just trying to, you know, basically wreck your wallet with subpar content, then that's a win. Okay, so I'll read this and then I'll show you Paralives. I'll show you Life by You. I think that's it, Life by You, and then we'll take a look at how poorly, you know, monetized The Sims is. It's a rough thing to look at. All features confirmed for Paralives so far. A game that every Sims fan should be keeping a close eye on. Paralives already has a number of exciting features confirmed for its upcoming launch. So Paralives aims to compete with the Sims franchise directly, offering advanced AI, open world town, and animal companions for players. The Paramaker mode in Paralives allows detailed character customization, aiming to make player characters feel unique and personal. Paralives build mode offers gridless construction, boathouse building, and resizing furniture options, potentially rivaling the Sims building system. Yeah, since its debut all the way back in February of 2000, the Sims franchise has pretty much had a monopoly on the life simulator genre. While a few competitors have emerged over the years, none have really stood the test of time. Instead, rather than competing with the Sims directly, many games have found success by combining the life sim genre with something else, such as Stardew Valley's life sim and farming mix. Look, this Stardew Valley isn't something comparable to The Sims, really, though. This is more like, Stardew Valley is more something akin to, like, old games like Harvest Moon. But despite the odds, Paralives is going to try and give The Sims a real run for its money. Currently set for 2025 early access release, Paralives is seemingly positioning itself as a direct competitor to the next Sims mainline entry. An instant mark of death for so many of the Sims' past opponents, Paralives developers don't seem too phased, instead remaining focused on just trying to make the game as good as it possibly can be. And while Paralives is still quite a ways off, its list of currently confirmed features should already be enough to get life sim fans excited. Every feature so far. The primary part of Paralives gameplay, the life simulation mode, sees players take control of their characters and go about their everyday lives. According to Paralives' official fact page, the game's life simulation mode will contain the following features upon its early access release next year. Fallout, what's up, buddy? Yeah, what's up, Cash? I kind of expected you'd come in here trying to throw shade. We can't handle anybody right now, dog. It's not just you guys. We're on a real bad skid. Lots of injuries, man. It's a rough look. So I don't know, man. It's been rough to watch. I don't know, dude. I mean, we'll see how it goes. There's still some tough teams we got to hold off, and we're just plagued with injuries, dude. It's terrible. It started with Ottinger and then Heiskanen, and then we got them back, and then it's just like everybody's going down, dude. Everybody's going down. We're just like having to yoink people up from the minors, dude, constantly to fill spots. All of our defenders are left-handers. We have no right-handed defenders. It's a weird play, dude. The team, you know, and that affects chemistry a lot too. So it's you know, while it's good to get those minor league guys up and get them some experience and stuff, it's a rough look when you're trying to push for a playoff, you know, a high playoff spot and stuff too. So GG's to you guys for the win. Yeah, it feels bad for us, dude. We're on a pretty bad skid right now, man. It doesn't feel good. It does not feel good. But I mean, that's the way sports are always crazy. Dude, I got Kappa. Let's go. Yo, random mode time. Yo, Fallout, how you doing, buddy? You know, sports be like that though, right? I mean, you know, usually the teams that can that have good talent and stay healthy are the teams that make really good playoff pushes. If you can't stay healthy, dude, it's a rough look, and that's something that we've been having a tough time with this year. So first like third of the year we were all good, and then it's like it's been a rough look. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I was watching it last night, and it just nothing's clicking right now, man. It's rough. Been working on yeah, I mean, it's oh, Cash, nice, dude. Been working on 3D work for the last 8 hours. Jesus. Oh, nice, Fallout. Well, that's good, dude. As long as things are turning out well for you, yeah. I mean, GG's to you guys. I mean, it was a good game, dude. You guys played good. You guys played good. It's just you know how it is, dude. It's rough. It never feels good when your team loses, right, Cash? It never feels good. And we've been on a straight skid, dude. 5 or 6 games now where I think half of them we've gone overtime and lost all the overtime matches, and dude, we got blown out in another one, and we've lost the other 2. Dude, it's just been a real brutal look. You know, as much as I love hockey, dude, and I love the Stars, God, it's just like just getting stabbed, dude. Just getting stabbed. Yeah, you guys definitely have had our number the past couple of games for sure. Yeah, that's what I was thinking last night too. I was like, God dang it, dude. I'm going to have Cash coming back up in here, dude, talking about how they've taken us down twice in a row now. I knew it was coming, dude. I knew it was flipping coming. I'd rather lose to you guys than some of those other teams, though. I'd rather lose to you guys than like Boston or the flipping, you know, the flipping Penguins or something like that. So I guess it could be worse. Yeah, I know, dude. That's fantastic. I can't wait to hear this all the time, dude. Happy Tuesday, buddy. I'm sure you're having at least a decent day knowing that you guys took down the Stars, right? Yeah. Grim, that's good to hear, dude. I'm glad that the 3D work is coming through nicely, dude. That's awesome. I don't know what we're playing today, guys, by the way. I'm done with Nightingale. It's just too brutal. The game's not that good. It's not that good. It's got some nice elements to it, but overall the negatives completely outweigh the pros of that game, and I'll probably make a short video summarizing my thoughts tomorrow on my day off and get that put on YouTube and stuff, but we'll play something else today. Tears of the Kingdom? Yeah. Man. We'll figure it out. We'll see what we're going to do. Excuse me. Let me finish this up. Heard good stuff. Haven't watched any of it. I'll talk about it here in a little bit, Fallout. Yeah, I'll talk about it here in a little bit. It's like I said, it's got some solid pieces to it that I think the developer can work off of and help make the game better. But there are some critical parts of any, in my opinion, any base building, survival, resource gathering type of game that were missed very, very much in that title. And every day I've played it, by the time I'm about 4 to 5 hours into it, I'm just like, God dang, I need to play something else. This feels terrible. Combat's not good. The AI in the game's terrible. Like a lot of the environment design and stuff is not very good for doing battle, like boss. You can cheese boss battles and stuff because they just didn't think about how to do good environment design, arena design and stuff. There's I'll talk about it before we start gaming and everything. If you hang out after I finish the news, I'll give you a breakdown. And like I said, tomorrow's my day off, so I'll get a video probably made up and edit it up and stuff and put onto YouTube so people will know exactly what my sentiments are about the game. I'll talk about the good too, but I think the bad is there's core elements in the quality of life in the game. Quality of life is a little bit rough for that game too, for what you need as a resource gathering, base building type of game that is going to feel real trudgy moving forward in that type of game. So I'll talk about it in a bit. Let's finish this stuff up. So with Paralives, it's a small open world town, advanced AI and advanced parafolk personalities. Animals including cats, dogs, and horses, vehicles including cars, bikes, and boats, some weather effects, and changing seasons. A simple, nonsensical language used by parafolks during interactions. Generally speaking, this is a very solid starting point for an ongoing life simulation game. Small open world town should have enough space to allow for plenty of social interactions, should offer enough variety to keep players invested for quite some time. This should be especially true if Paralives' advanced AI and personalities are as impressive as they sound. It's also great to see animals like cats, dogs, and horses get included from the bat, especially when The Sims has a history of locking pets behind a paywall, like they do with everything. I'll show you this in a moment. This goes through every confirmed feature for Paralives Paramaker for character creator and editor and stuff. You can look through that. The build mode, gridless construction, Opt to turn grid-based alignment on to help. Place furniture if you want. Ability to create straight and curved walls using precise measurements. Furniture can be resized, flipped, and stacked. Great. The ability to build boat houses. Plenty of customization options, including a color wheel and pre-made patterns. The ability to construct both pre-made houses and start building from scratch. And terrain tools. Nice. So let me pull this up. I don't know why they put The Sims 4 in here. I'm going to try and prompt people to maybe stay away from The Sims. Again, so this is Life by You, and we'll look at that. What was the name of this flipping game? Paralives. Yeah. So let's pull this up. We'll look at all of these real quick. Paralives. See, we got a little video here that we can watch. Yeah. So, Brett. What is happening? Yeah, pause that. There we go. As I said whenever I found this article initially, The Sims has gotten really disgusting. So I'll pull The Sims up real quick. The Sims 4. It is free to play now, but it wasn't for the longest time. The Sims 4 is free now. But it wasn't for a long time. The base game cost money, right? And then if you take a look at what EA does, EA and Maxis does with the, you can see Maxis is the developer, EA is the publisher, right? This is what they do with this game. They'll have the base game, which costs money, and then anything else you want for this game is DLC. Do you see how much this total, all the DLC costs for The Sims 4? If you can't, because it's a little bit small, it's $1,214 for all the Sims 4 content. Over $1,200. Will it go on sale sometimes? Yes. Occasionally. That's still ridiculous. They have one free that is the holiday celebration pack. Everything else is monies. So for The Sims 4, which again, up until what, I think a year ago, it was the base game even cost money. All the DLC together costs over $1,200. That's insane. That's insane. So now, whenever we're talking about some maybe nice alternatives to The Sims, for anybody that likes these life sim type of games, let's go back a bit here. So first of all, Paralives, which is the article we were just reading about, right? Paralives, let's take a look at some of these videos real quick. Take a look at the videos. Let's see these. Oh, this is a long one, dude, so we'll take a look at this. It looks nice. Are you serious? Yo, I'll look it up in just a second, Cash. I hadn't seen anything about that yet. I had heard some water cooler talk about Sony preparing to do some layoffs, but I hadn't seen anything definitive yet. Yo, thanks, dude. Was it on mine? Was it on mine or on something you were looking at? Wario64 tweeted it. Okay, yeah, cool, man. I'll try to find it in just a second. Thanks, buddy. We have other layoffs to talk about too. It's just never going to end, dude. It's insane. We're a barista. Look at a little record player. Sick. Oh, thanks, dog. I like how this still had, I thought Jim Ryan was already out of there, dude. Is he still, like, effectively the CEO? I thought he was out, dude. It still has Jim Ryan's name on it. That's so weird. I thought he was already out of here. Are they just still signing his name on crap? Interesting. I need to update myself on if he's actually still effectively the CEO and when that finishes. Yo, thanks, dude. Yeah, we'll talk about this in a second. Yeah, Fallout. Yeah, I know, dude. It's so terrible, dude. I mean, this is, I've talked about it a lot. Not to take away from what we're watching right here, but luckily this doesn't have like a lot of dialogue or anything. Yeah, I know, Cash. I'm not gonna watch it. We're gonna summarize it on. We'll get the summary of it on Thursday. I don't expect a whole lot. Yeah. I already went and posted. We pulled it up and like the chat was popping off, and somebody was like, "Man, I wonder what we're gonna get." And I said, "Hopefully more Pal World content." Everybody's talking about Pal World, dog. Rumors about potential new Legends announcement. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that Pal World is the Pokemon Pal World crossover. Well, to be fair, a mod already made that, and it got DMCA'd real quick. But I do hope that what Pal World did is something that prompts Pokemon to take a harder look at what they can do to evolve their games. It's appropriate. Pokemon's had a lot of potential for what they could do for a long time with that world. Now, I don't think they really tapped into it in large part. Well, obviously, like Pokemon Arceus, that was a bigger step towards that, but it still wasn't great, I don't think, So we'll see what happens. That you're going to see like their mobile stuff, you're going to see DLC stuff, and I'm expecting a lot of that kind of stuff, but I didn't want to stop like the news segment just to like go watch all the Pokemon stuff. So I'll summarize it on Thursday whenever we get back. Yeah. If anybody watches it and they do bring anything kind of intriguing to the table, by all means let me know. Yeah, Fallout. So, talk about it a lot. The industry right now, it's a brutal look, man. It's not like the industry's dying, right? I mean, you look at the numbers year on end; they're continuing to do good. The industry is profitable, very profitable, and the employees are just getting obliterated, And it's not that I don't think some of it can be attributed to hiring bloat from the pandemic, but that's not most of it, dude. I really fail to believe that that's the case. I think that there's been a lot of bad business decisions, and ultimately, I think who pays the price for the bad business decisions are not the people that made those decisions. It's the lower people on the totem pole within those companies, right? They go, well, these business decisions didn't pan out, so to make our numbers match up, we'll just fire a bunch of, low-level employees. That's the way it seems to go quite often. You know, Embracer, like, you know, using Embracer company as one of a perfect example. Whoa, spicy. Nice. That was a cool little trailer, dude. That showed a lot of good stuff in there. Showed a lot of good stuff. I mean, I'll get more into these sentiments whenever I pull up the Sony stuff. Thank you, Cash. Thanks very much, buddy, for the Sony stuff. With bugs and missing features, early access next year. See, this looks pretty cool. So give me a second, Fallout, and I'll continue these, you know, these thoughts I have about what's going on in the industry and everything as we move into these talks. We got 2 different articles to talk about layoffs today, unfortunately, you know. So there's Paralives, and then let me link this for you guys. Anybody that's a fan of The Sims, keep track of Paralives, okay? This is the link to Paralives. Again, early access next year, so probably roughly a year from now, give or take, probably maybe a little bit more than a year from now, depending on when they're ready to release it in early access. But next year's window is, you know, that's a 365-day window, so just be prepared for the fact it could be within that entire calendar year of next year. But that's something to look forward to. As well as Life by You. This is another one, okay? So Life by You could be another alternative to what The Sims has been offering people for so long. This game is actually coming... Dude, does this guy not have the same exact hair from the guy that we just saw in Paralives? What the crap? This is a game coming from Paradox. It is releasing early access on June 4th, as you can see right here. So even sooner than Paralives is. And it is supposed to be giving you a very Sims-like experience as well. From what I understand, these some of the main creative directors and designers and stuff that are working on this game and developing this game have come from people that have broken away from Maxis that used to work on other Sims games and got tired of what was happening with the Sims as a whole. So I don't know how much monetization will be in this, obviously, but it is something to at least pay attention to, with something maybe alternatively to dive into other than The Sims, which is so disgustingly monetized, like I said before. But here's a 2-minute video for this as well. So we'll watch this, and then let's talk about these layoffs. Boop, dip, boop, boop. It's kind of loud, isn't it? Jesus. Some of these trailers just get incredibly loud, man. You see how low my volume is on Steam? Real conversations with fake people. Dude, I'm just gonna hang out on the beach every single day. I'm gonna live in that lifeguard shack. So, again, I'm all about trying to help people find maybe something outside of what EA has once again done so incredibly scummy with one of their titles and just monetize the crap out of it. Again, $1,200 for all the DLC in The Sims. Come on, man. That's really, really gross. So maybe looking at something like Life by You. which is what I just linked in chat, or even Paralives, which we just read the article about and looked at the trailer for this. These are a couple of games coming our way, which could potentially and quite possibly bring you some really, really nice alternative gameplay to The Sims. Okay, all right, let's get in here and take a look at this. Let's talk about these layoffs. Let's do this. First of all, we've got Supermassive, and then we've also got Sony as well. Thanks, Cash. Appreciate it, buddy. So I'll preface this. I'll kind of start restating what I was talking to Grim about real quick, and then we'll read these articles. It doesn't seem like we get through very many news segments consistently without having to address, in some form or fashion, layoffs in the industry. Today is going to be a pretty brutal one. Again, I think what people have to understand is that at this point, 2 months into 2024, we have almost already caught up to where we were in the entirety of the amount of layoffs that we had in the year of 2023, all the way together in the 12 months that encompassed that entire year. So while last year was a very dark look at what was happening in the video gaming industry to the employees that make up so many amazing, pieces of content that come our way. We had roughly 10,000 layoffs in the video gaming industry alone, not tech, just video games. This year, we are already getting very, very close to that number, only 2 months in. And this is what I have a really hard time with. So when you keep seeing these companies talk about the overhire they did. It's because of the overhire. We love our employees. We love our company. We never want to, we don't want to do this to anybody. Da 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 da. It's hard to really swallow that as truth whenever, there was obviously, I will never deny that it did look like there was a lot of hiring bloat in the industry around that time frame of 2020, 2021 to compensate for as much need as there was for video games in the world due to the pandemic, right? And the thing that doesn't make sense is that's what everything's being blamed on now for all the layoffs. Whenever what we see are a lot of these companies making poor business decisions, and then what they do is they lay off low-level to mid-level employees and to try and make ends meet, make numbers meet up, and go, okay, well, now we're back into the green or the yellow even by cutting costs on what we're having to pay people to do jobs, and everything's fine. But we'll just blame it on hiring bloat that happened years ago, right? And it's a rough look whenever it's quite obvious that much of this is that case. Is there always going to be the potential for studios to be dying off if they're not doing their job, if they're not pushing out good content and quality products because they're not making money? And that's always going to potentially be something that happens in any industry, right? But there's obviously something wrong right now in the video gaming industry because this is happening in an absolute plague type fashion. It's nonstop, day in and day out. Like I said, we hardly get to do a video gaming news segment without talking about layoffs every single day. Layoffs, subsidiaries being shut down by their parent companies, you name it. And I'll give you examples of some terrible stuff we've seen. We're going to be talking about Sony here in a moment, so this is an appropriate example. We're going to start off talking about Supermassive, but thanks to our buddy Cash, we were also finding out that Sony's laying off 900 people. So you want to talk about we got some leaked information not too long back where apparently Sony was pushing one of their top tier first party studios and Insomniac Games to fire employees themselves, right? And Insomniac has been doing good work. They just released Spider-Man 2. It sold very well. Everything they have done prior to that has been very good, and it has sold very well also. And then they're pressuring, Sony, their parent company, is pressuring them to fire employees when, literally a day later, after we find out that leaked information, Sony's also publicly stating that their PlayStation division is having another record-breaking year. Something's not right, man. Something's not computing, dude. So you're talking about companies wanting to boast about how their numbers are up. Once again, the gaming industry is incredibly lucrative, right? It just continues to go up and up and up. Is it polluted? Absolutely. It's absolutely polluted. And this is one of the other things I've talked about. It's hard to find your way in this industry of making, separating yourself from all these other fish, as it were, right? To be able to create something substantial that brings you notoriety, if you're not already some major company that has major IPs underneath your label, it's a tough go, right? It's a tough go. So it's not, this industry is super polluted with titles in every genre. And it's inevitable that with as much content as there is out there, not all of it is going to survive. Yeah. So that's a given. But when you're taking an example like I'm talking about with Sony here, where they're talking about PlayStation having another record-breaking year, but they're forcing because I would say their top first-party studios are going to be Insomniac and Santa Monica Studios, which is the studio that does God of War, right? They're forcing them to lay off people, and they're the best. I mean, they've been doing quality banger work. Retail sales have been good. It's not like they're faltering. It's not like the people haven't been buying the products or anything. What's going on, man? It's a weird look. And is it a coincidence that a lot of this stuff is happening at the same time that all of this AI technology is coming into fruition for us in the gaming industry? It's hard to believe it's just a coincidence, right? It really is. And I mean, you have to, in some capacity, be holding the AI sentiment in the back of your head a little bit whenever you're addressing all these layoffs as well. These major companies have been very, very outspoken about wanting to use AI, and they're already doing it in a lot of their products. Square Enix, Microsoft, you name it. They want to use AI, and the main reason why they want to use AI is to avoid hiring people to produce that content. If they can use technology to produce content in a more efficient fashion, then quicker and less cost, then people do it. I mean, that's the way we've done technology for a long time throughout the world, right? And so is it necessarily surprising to see this happening in the gaming industry as well? No. But the difference being here is that it needs to be done ethically. There are ways to incorporate AI ethically, which means you still need to hire people to create unique assets for each project, then use the AI to build off of that stuff. That's not the way it's being done. So I think that it's hard to take a look at what's happening here in the industry with all these layoffs, and we keep getting the same bullcrap excuses from these companies every time they lay people off and go, oh, we're really sorry we had to do this. We really care about these people. And whenever, it's really easy to see through most of the time what's really happening in the background. It's a lot of executives, CEOs, COOs, you know, these board members, and I mean, that's Embracer just came out with a quote here recently. I'll have an article up on YouTube probably tomorrow, where Embracer basically said, look, and Embracer's been one of the worst over the past year and a half about shuttering subsidiaries and laying off people. And they said basically everything we do is focused on our board members' pockets, is basically what it came down to. That wasn't the exact quote, but that's literally what it meant. It's basically came down to, I'll tell you exactly what it was. Let's pull this up. Embracer CEO, board member quote. Where is this? Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. This is, I think this is going to have it. 1 week ago, this will probably have it right here. Yes, right here. So if you notice, their overriding principle is to always maximize shareholder value in every single situation. That's all they care about. And that's all most of these companies care about. I mean, to be fair, yeah, did Embracer get a lot of flack for saying this? Absolutely. But at least they had the balls to say it. Most of these other companies are doing the same exact thing. They just don't have the balls to say it publicly. You know, I'm not a fan of Embracer. I think that they're a terrible organization that is, just obliterating a bunch of subsidiaries underneath them because they made a bunch of bad business decisions. And but at least they're telling the truth. And most of these other companies are doing the same thing. And that's really what it comes down to, right? Really what it comes down to is the fact that these companies do not care a lick, most of them anyways, don't give a flying crap about most of their employees. What they do care about are their high-level employees and their board members, and lining those pockets with gold. You know, as long as they're stuffing cash in those pockets, they don't really give a crap about anybody else. That's what most of this comes down to, as far as I'm concerned, from what I've been able to decipher and pull away from all this content that I've been diving into for the past year and a half from all these layoffs in the industry. It really comes down to not holding people accountable, higher level employees, not holding them accountable for these bad business decisions that they have gotten themselves into. It's more about making low-level employees pay for what they've done. And it feels terrible. But it's not stopping. It just continues to happen. So now that my own sentiments are out there, and I've read plenty of other articles after I've come to this conclusion as well that have, been kind of coming to the same conclusion that I have in large part. Let's dive into some more job loss here, unfortunately. So Supermassive Games to fire up to 30% of its staff. 90 employees are about to lose their jobs at Supermassive. So, according to the latest report, Supermassive Games, the developer behind renowned titles like Until Dawn, The Quarry, The Dark Pictures Anthology, and others, is going to downsize approximately 90 employees, which is around 25 to 30% of its staff. So, roughly close to a quarter to a third of their staff is going to be gone. On February 26th, the studio came forward with a statement and announced the current reorganization the company is facing, saying that they tried their best to avoid such situations and adding that this is not a decision that's been taken lightly. Right. The same default crap we hear every time. It's no secret the games industry is currently facing significant challenges, and unfortunately, we aren't immune to this, reads the statement. After much deliberation and with deep regret, we are therefore undertaking a reorganization of Supermassive Games. As a result, we are entering into a period of consultation, which we anticipate the result will result in the loss of some of our colleagues. Man, Even though the studio hasn't disclosed the number of people who are about to be let go, Jason Schreier from Bloomberg initially reported that the Supermassive had notified 150 employees that they were at risk of losing their jobs, with 90 people being cut off in the near future. The studio currently has over 300 employees, so this move would result in a reduction of around 25 to 30% of its workforce. Recently, the developer behind Everywhere and Mind's Eye Build a Rocket Boy was also hit with a wave of layoffs, which we also reported on here in this channel. Yep. So, again, you know, you never hear about companies going, look, we've done everything we can to retain these individuals. Our CEO, our COO, nobody's taking bonuses. They're not making $1 million salaries this year. They're gonna take a bit of a pay cut to try and save some of these employees. You don't hear that. No. That'd be absurd. You know? Why save the people that are actually doing, in the trenches, doing the grit work, getting real dirty with, doing the hard work? You got to save those people that make the bad business decisions, right? Got to make sure they're still padding those pockets with the cash. Yeah? So now let's talk about Sony as well. Thank you, Cash. I appreciate this, buddy. Cash is probably watching the Pokemon stuff right now, but I do appreciate it, my friend. The PlayStation community. So here's the other thing. When is Jim Ryan? It's March, so it's it's very first. It's very, very soon then. So April 1st is when Hiroki Tataki will take over. Okay, so it's very close to winding down for Jim Ryan, but he's still in there currently. I thought he was already kind of out. But that's why Jim Ryan's name is on this as well. So this still comes from Jim Ryan. What a legacy to leave behind as some of the final things you're doing in PlayStation, right? Or with Sony. The PlayStation community means everything to us. Yo, what did I say? These default statements we hear every single time, right? The PlayStation community means everything to us, so I felt it was important to update you on a difficult day at our company. We have made the extremely hard decision to announce our plans to commence a reduction of our overall headcount globally by about 8% or about 900 people. Subject to local law and consultation processes, employees across the globe, including our studios, are impacted. These are incredibly talented people who have been part of our success. We are very grateful for their contributions, but could care less about just firing them, right? However, the industry has changed immensely. We need to future ready ourselves to set the business up for what lies ahead. We need to deliver on expectations from developers and gamers and continue to propel future technology in gaming. So we took a step back to ensure that we are set up to continue bringing the best gaming experiences to the community. Below, I've shared a copy of the email I sent out to the company this morning to provide more context on our thinking. We deeply appreciate support and understanding from the PlayStation community as these decisions are very difficult. Please rest assured that our plans for reorganization and streamlining are so we can continue to deliver the best gaming experiences possible. I don't need to read your email, dude. For those impacted in the U.S., all will be notified today. In the U.K., proposed PlayStation Studios London studio will close in its entirety. There will be reductions in Fire Spirit Studio. There will be reductions in various functions across SIE in the UK. In Japan, we'll implement a next career support program. Details will be communicated separately. In other countries, we'll begin conversations with those who are potentially at risk or impacted as a result. This will not be easy, and I'm aware of the impact it will have on well-being. Affected employees will receive support, including severance benefits. While these are challenging times, it's not indicative of a lack of strength of our company or brand or our industry. Our goal is to remain agile and adaptable, to continue to focus on delivering the best gaming experiences possible now and in the future. But don't forget, we got another record-breaking year in the books here for PlayStation, right? Things don't add up, man. Things aren't adding up, dude, in this industry. And all we get is the same bullcrap explanation all the time. This is it. Everybody just talking about this. We've come to the extremely hard decision that we need to reorg. You know, it's all about the future. And I can't help but think that what the future means for a lot of these companies is AI. And it replacing a lot of what these employees used to do. I mean, that's where I'm at with it now. I don't know what else to think. Path of Exile 2 has the perfect blueprint to make seasonal content spicy. When is Path of Exile 2 supposed to be releasing? Let's just hit these bullet points. We've already gone a bit long here for the news this morning, which is fine. Past couple of days have been kind of bleak, but there's probably not a lot of point in reading this entire thing when we can just get the bullet points here. Path of Exile 2 is revamping skills and classes to provide players with more variety and depth in gameplay. The addition of seasonal ascendancy classes could offer unique bonuses and challenges for players to explore. While the idea of temporary classes is exciting, it may also lead to overwhelming choices and FOMO for players. Yeah. Do they talk about the release date for this? It's probably a good article to read if you're interested in Path of Exile 2. Do they have a date yet? Coming soon. I'll link it for you. Look, man, there probably isn't a lot to take away from that article that we didn't already know about the game, to be honest. But if you're not familiar, Path of Exile 2, the next iteration of the Path of Exile franchise, right, from Grinding Gear Games, is something that I found to take the place of how disappointed I was in Diablo 3. Diablo 3 on release was very disappointing for me, and I just never played it again because it was such a disappointment. But I found Path of Exile 1, and it was a banger. It still is a banger, and it's a free-to-play game. So if it does have monetization, but there's no pay-to-win, there's some like quality of life, like you can get more stash tabs and things like that, but most of it's just cosmetic, and it's a very good game. Highly recommend. If you like, you know, the whole top-down dungeon diving hack and slash action RPG stuff, Path of Exile is a banger. You should definitely check it out. And this will give you some info on what Path of Exile 2 is bringing to the table. Developers express uncertainty over Apple Arcade's future. Studios say Apple has turned away from original games and payouts and have been declining for years. Speaking to mobilegamer.biz, sources voiced concerns about Apple's game subscription service in the wake of the iPhone maker reportedly canceling projects, cutting developer payouts, and turning its back on original games. During the first few years after the service's launch in 2019, claimed that upfront payments for Apple Arcade games were high enough, most titles were profitable from day one, but these have since been cut. Bonus per play payments were also originally said to be very generous, but these reportedly started falling in late 2020 and have continued to do so in the years since. We're going to see that amount and decrease and decrease and decrease until it's pennies, said one developer. At that point, putting a game on arcade starts to become much less viable. One source claimed Apple canceled a crapload of projects and pissed off a lot of people as part of a service reboot in spring of 2021. Strategy shift has seen Apple largely stop greenlighting original games for arcade. It's claimed instead it now almost exclusively commissions family-friendly licensed titles based on popular IPs. Some developers who met Apple to discuss putting their games on the service said they were left confused about arcade's direction. One reportedly said it had the smell of death around it, while another told the site, "I got the sense they didn't really know where they were going with it all, almost like they weren't sure if they'd have jobs at the end of it." Interesting. However, another source claimed Apple was considering rebooting the service in the face of Netflix's entry into the game subscription space. And others said they had positive experiences of working with Apple on arcade, with one saying the service has made premium games viable on mobile. That's not a great look for them. We'll see what happens there. Next, Stardew Valley is getting a massive March game content update. We knew 1.6 was coming. It has been long awaited. Stardew Valley developer Eric Barone, better known as Concerned Ape, has revealed when players can expect the next major update to drop, adding fresh content and expanded multiplayer options to the game. Announced on Monday, in line with Stardew Valley's 8th anniversary update, 1.6 will be available for PC players on March 19th, with console and mobile to follow as soon as possible. A sneak peek shared back in September included 3 unnamed festivals with 1 major and 2 mini, alongside new items, crafting recipes, rewards for billboard quest, and late game content that expands each of the 5 skills: farming, fishing, mining, foraging, and combat. Over 100 new lines of dialogue are being added for the local villagers, as are some trendy winter outfits. Nice. Players can also expect some Joja-themed alternatives for some of the in-game quests and new farm type, which hasn't been disclosed yet. Other vagaries, such as new secrets and small additions, have also been teased, but we'll need to wait for the full patch notes for more details on that. Finally, multiplayer support for PC is being expanded from 4 to 8 players. Cool. Allowing you to drag more farm hands to help you build your virtual homestead. Cool, man. That's awesome. So there you go. Everything you need for Stardew Valley's next update, which we will get full details about whenever it releases this coming month. Surprise Final Fantasy VII Remake patch changes the ending. Square Enix issued an unexpected PS5, PS4 patch for Final Fantasy VII Remake yesterday, which upon close inspection by fans reveals the final voice line spoken by Aerith has been changed. Rather than looking up to the sky and explaining, "I miss it, the still sky," she now remarks, "The sky, I don't like it." You can see the change in the video above, a more literal description of how Aerith is feeling and what she sees up above. Fans are trying to work out if the change actually means anything. With Final Fantasy VII Rebirth right around the corner, Square has also updated the Nibelheim flashback scene in Final Fantasy VII Remake to match what you play in Rebirth. The teenage Tifa now wears a black undershirt as part of her cowboy outfit, meaning the 2 games now sync up correctly. Officially, the only comment Square has shared on the update is to say, "Issues, fixes to several bugs," in a Steam post. However, there's clearly more to it than that. Yeah. Interesting. That's kind of wild. Here we go. Overwatch 2 Season 10 DPS hero Venture arrives. Competitive points changes and more, which probably won't do anything to change people's opinion of this game. Overwatch 2 Season 10 is still a while away, however, we're already having an early look at what is to come, with Venture arriving alongside further competitive changes. With a teaser from BlizzCon, we already know that Overwatch 2's newest DPS, the first since the release of Sojourn, is coming along with several changes to competitive points and groups. So long before it all gets underway, here's a rundown of everything there is to know in the coming Overwatch 2 Season 10. The release date will be April 9th. New DPS hero is Venture, Overwatch 2's second DPS edition. They have a video here for, there's a look at the artwork behind the character. In-game look, we can pull that up right there. Oh, they have it right here as well, okay. Let's take a look at this. Alright, here you go.
Here we go. This is the loading screen. We always do those kind of like silly little portraits. One of our artists, Taki, does those before they're ready. Burrowing underground is kind of amazing. So they can like burst up out of the ground, do additional damage, has vertical mobility to it. They move around the map really well. This weapon is amazing. It shoots a projectile out a set distance and it explodes right there. It's really nice to be able to hit people even around corners with that thing when they duck out of the way. The dig also, it's like the most important part of this is it makes you invulnerable, you know? So it's like you can't be hit when you're underground. It's a great way to escape. It's also a great way to get in close to players. You pop up like that, and then you have a dash as well. And so the dash, you can do it in the air. You can dash underground if you want to when you're moving. It's all around just like a really, really fun kit to use. We have this this idea or this goal that we try to do with heroes on Overwatch, and I think we're able to hit it on DPS heroes a little bit more than some of the other.
Oh yeah.
But as much as we can, we
what was it, Cash?
fun to hit the buttons you know, like move around a space and just kind of have like some joy.
By big, you mean a Snorlax, life-size Snorlax plushie?
Where they just are fun to hit the buttons with.
Interesting. Oh no, you can let me know, dude. That's fine. Yeah. With 200 health, it seems that they gain an additional 50 HP shield when using their drill dash attack with an ability that allows them to burrow beneath the ground and pop up. New legends? Yeah, so you kind of called it. Yeah. Interesting. Did they say anything detail-wise about it? Here's the thing. I want to see it evolve over what Arceus brought, right? I think Arceus was a good start, but we want to see progression, dude. Progression on that front. It felt very... When you looked at... Like, I didn't even play it, but just knowing what I know about that game, it was like... The open world, right? So the open world, it wasn't done in a fashion of the same way of something like Breath of the Wild, right? Looks like one is the future instead of the past. Yeah. 2025. So, yeah, that's what I figured. Probably going to be alongside the new hardware, right? Which is going to be hopefully a good scenario for an evolution of the game. Because new hardware means more capability on what they'll be able to do with the game. When you looked at, like, Breath of the Wild... And you remember, like, Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom or whatever, you know, open world, you can see everywhere, right? Oh, it's the XY region? Cool. Cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, we'll cover it probably on Thursday in depth, but I appreciate the info, man. Pokemon Legends, I remember looking at, like, videos of that game and everything whenever it came out, and it was like, it would just, until you got close enough to something, the background, you know, the environment wouldn't pop in. It was just default background and stuff. And it was like, Jesus Christ. Like, that's really, really poor development. If they can do that, you know, if they can do a good job on a game in, like, Breath of the Wild, then why didn't they do that in something like Pokemon Arceus? You know, it just feels real gross. And then a lot of what you saw with the Pokemon in that game, too, was the AI was not very good. The AI did not look very good for a lot of the Pokemon that were just, like, out in the world and stuff. You know, they looked very robotic and everything. So, as far as what they're doing with that kind of game, I think that's a better look at what Pokemon needs to be, but it needs to evolve greater than what we saw with Arceus. And I didn't play it, so, you know, for anybody that did play it, if you can talk to that a little bit, then by all means, please fill me in, because, I mean, I don't have experience with it either. So, you know, all I'm going off of is what I saw and kind of, you know, took away from it and everything. But, knowing, I mean, hopefully, yo, what's up, mama? Yo, I know that I owe you an email, okay? Things have just been crazy, dude. I will get you an email tomorrow. I'll get you an email tomorrow. So, I know, I was talking about it yesterday, too. Things have just been nuts. So, I'll get you an email tomorrow. How are you, mother? So, I don't know. Hopefully, you know, again, like I was saying with Pal World and everything too, people love Pal World for what it brought to the table as far as like so much more interactivity with the pals and what you're able to do with them and stuff. That's what people, I think, need out of Pokemon too. Maybe not to the exact same way Pal's done it, you know, Pal World's done it, but Pokemon have always been something that are more than just battle monsters. They're companions, right? They're companions that have, throughout the IP as a whole, the franchise as a whole, they've presented them as, you know, companions that help you with stuff. And I think Pokemon's, you know, whether it be Game Freak or Nintendo or Pokemon as a company, I think they've missed an opportunity for a long time now of evolving those games into something more immersive, right? Getting better all the time. I love to hear that, mother. Love to hear it. That's great stuff. Yo, what's the temp back home, dude? We're hitting like 70 degrees, man. 70 degrees, 75 degrees today, and then tomorrow it's going to be a high of 34. And possible snow. You tell me, man. So, again, I think that's my biggest thing about what I mean, I've always liked Pokemon, you know. But I do think that they've gotten too set in their ways. They've gotten a bit too blinded about just doing things the way they've always been done. Not that they haven't changed things here and there a little bit, but they definitely haven't tapped into the potential that they had there for something to be better and more immersive and a more fun play style and stuff, I think. So, but that's just me. Not everybody's going to feel the same way, and that's okay. So Season 10 competitive point changes as well for this. And Cash, thank you very, very much, buddy. I appreciate that info, dog. And thanks for that article too, man. I was telling everybody, I shouted you out and said thanks, dude, for the Sony article about the layoffs. I told everybody that you were probably hanging out watching the Pokemon stuff, so you probably weren't listening or around, but I do appreciate it, buddy. Overwatch 2 Season 10 competitive points changes. With Season 9's competitive overhaul, it also saw the arrival of an updated competitive points system. The convoluted system left many players confused before long, though. In response to community feedback, the devs have announced changes are coming right away. We're working on the ability for players to buy golden weapons with a new 2024 competitive currency, said Overwatch 2 director Aaron Keller. Currently planning on releasing the change in Season 10, but feel free to save up for golden weapons in the meantime. Devs have yet to reveal what the changes will be, but we will update you here when we know more. Grouping restrictions removed. It was revealed that grouping restrictions will be removed in Season 10, meaning you can be more easily 5-stack with friends. We'd like people to be able to play with their friends in every area of the game. Groups with a large range of player skills, what we call wide groups, will only play against other wide groups. Narrow groups will only be matched with other narrow groups. Interesting. Okay. So, I guess that's what we need to know in large part about what's coming for Season 10 of Overwatch 2. And last but not least, here's the copium for our buddy Soup. You got that right. Our buddy Soup is a big Call of Duty fan, and this week came out like, what, a week ago? Season 2 Black Cell Battle Pass upgrade video here. It's like 45 seconds, man. 2 weeks ago this came out. So we'll just watch this real quick for all the COD fans out there. I'll preface this with the fact that I think it's kind of disgusting that, you know, I can't watch a Modern Warfare 3 video without showing this to people. You know, you want to talk about Modern Warfare 3, and you know, you look at a game that so many people have bought, right? And I mean, look at the Steam reviews for this. This it only was released for the last month and a half of the year last year. So released on November 10th, so roughly a month and a half of 2023, and it was the second highest selling game across the board, and it's a piece of crap. It's a piece of crap. 32% positive, over 7,300 reviews on Steam. Recent reviews are mixed, at least at 42%. That's still terrible. That's 4.2 out of 10, or 42 out of 100, you know? And then you want to look at even Metacritic, you know? This is PS5. PS5 has a 56 critic score of 71 reviews. Obviously, this is going to be a little bit of some review bombing here, but still, you know, over 1,800 user scores. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 at a 2.0. This game is not good, dude. All platforms, the Xbox has the highest at a 61 critic review. That's a 6.1 out of 10. You know, this is not a game that deserves to be bought at the rate at which it sold. You know, this is pretty bad. PC was a 57. PS5 is a 56. This is a very, very subpar game production wise, and it sucks to see a game this bad sell this good. This is part of the problem in our industry, right? We talked about this earlier, and I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm not going to talk about a game like Call of Duty and not talk about this side of it too. Okay, so as much as some people love this game, it's turned into a piece of crap. I used to love Call of Duty. But it's turned into a piece of garbage. Hopefully, Microsoft will make it better. You know, now that Microsoft owns Activision Blizzard, hopefully things will change a little bit. But things are going downhill, guys. And this is just, I mean, if you're buying into this kind of product just because it says Call of Duty on it, I think you need to rethink things a little bit. But we'll watch this anyways. Oh, you've already got the, yo, thanks, dude. They should have spelled duty different. Duty as in, like, a piece of crap. That's probably how they should have spelled this Call of Duty, you know? Call of poo-poo, dude. Call of crap, dude. Yo, you've already game will take place in the Kalos region. Check this out, dude. Legends ZA. Nice find here. Soup. So this is what they just announced. But this audio, I didn't even, yeah, okay. Nice. Releasing simultaneously worldwide in 2025. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Announced during the Pokemon Presents that just happened just a little bit ago. The game will take place in the Kalos region, the setting of the Pokemon X and Y. The game will be released in 2025, probably alongside the new Nintendo hardware. I would imagine at least sometime fairly close. Oh, you resub? Wait, what? How come it didn't come up, dude? What the crappers? Yo, thank you. Jesus, wait, what? How come there's no alert for the resub, dude? What the crap? It didn't show up on the activity feed. It didn't come up with an announcement. What? And as a sacrifice, win a sub. I'm gonna have to see what's going on here. Hold on. Let me finish this, then I'll take a look, buddy. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening there. There must be some kind of issue with the handshaking of the software and everything or something. Announced during the Pokemon Presents on Tuesday, the game, thank you for this, Soup, by the way, also, this article. The game will take place in the Kalos region, the setting of Pokemon X and Y. The game will be released in 2025. Mega Evolutions were teased at the end of the brief trailer, suggesting the mechanic, which has been missing from the series for over a decade, will finally return. Pokemon Legends ZA, an ambitious new entry to the Pokemon video game series, will launch on Nintendo Switch systems in 2025. I think what this means is you're going to get this as a release on the new hardware, like I said, because we know the new hardware is coming probably roughly a year from now, right? Is that what you mean by systems? And it'll probably be downgraded for the previous Switch, right? So the current gen Switch, it'll be on that probably as well, but as a because we've seen how this works. I don't know. It depends on what's been explicitly developed for. I'm guessing they're probably explicitly developing this for new gen hardware, and they're going to have to downgrade it for the that's what you would hope anyways. You would hope they're explicitly developing this for the new gen hardware, and they're going to downgrade it as a port for the old gen system. That's what you would hope. That's what you would hope. You know, but we'll have to see what happens. That would be my expectation anyways. A new adventure awaits within Lumiose City, where an urban redevelopment plan is underway to shape the city into a place that belongs to both people and Pokemon. The Z in Pokemon refers to Zygarde. I like Zygarde, dude. A legendary Pokemon found in the Pokemon X and Y. Yo, let's watch this real quick. Sick. Game Freak. Cool. Pokemon Zaza. How did that resub not come through, dude? That's weird. The notification. Whoa. Stop that. Sorry, I just blinked out chat. I was testing something though. Okay. Interesting. I need it! Yeah, but it's not AAA, dude. I'm just kidding. It's quadruple A, right? I'm just kidding. While Zygarde was catchable in those games, there was little in the way of quests relating to Zygarde, which fans at the time thought may lead to a third entry following X and Y, which was standard for Pokemon games at that time. However, a third game that generation was never released. The last Pokemon Legends game, Arceus, was released in 2022. The game, which saw players travel back in time to the Hisui region, was met with much praise from fans and critics for the ways it refreshed the Pokemon formula. Blending action and exploration with Pokemon's RPG roots, Pokemon Legends Arceus has one of the most unique settings in the history of the series. Rather than the regular challenge of defeating gym leaders and the Elite Four to become a Pokemon Master, Legends focuses on discovery, with players challenged with studying Pokemon in a bid to complete the Hisui region's first Pokedex. Yeah, it was a start to a good, new formula for the game. I agree, but they missed some stuff too. I think part of it was they were constrained by the hardware, though. I think that the current Nintendo hardware is constraining. But the fact that you can see what they've been able to get done with something like Breath of the Wild, for me, meant that they maybe didn't put enough effort into Arceus as well. There was some stuff lacking for that game, and when you look at, and don't get me wrong, Breath of the Wild was a feat, dude. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, those are some incredible feats for the, as a developer, what Nintendo was able to get done with those games on something as underpowered as the current gen Switch is really impressive. Really is. But even those games have their downfalls, but Arceus was a good, refreshing look at what Pokemon could be, but it still wasn't what I think it should be. It may not have been apparent from the trailers, but this is one of the most entertaining, engaging, and engrossing games in the entire history of the Pokemon series, and is highly recommended to both longtime fans and complete newcomers. Even though you should probably just go play Pal World instead. Boom! Roasted. Oh, dude. The Power World logo? Yeah, I know. It is pretty good, dude. I agree. Oh, you're a trip, Soup. Thanks for the article, buddy. Cash, thank you for the article about Sony and for the information leading up to us getting this article about Pokemon Legends ZA from Soup. And Soup, thank you for this article as well, buddy. I appreciate it. And your COD stuff. Yeah. Gross. Gross! I respect it, though. I want people to have fun in games. You know, I mean, that's the main thing for me. I want people to have fun in the games they play. That's what everything's about. But the reality of the world we live in is that, you know, these developers don't have that focus in mind for us quite often anymore. That's what turns me off. And that's what I try to educate people on, and that's what I try to have a focus on here is, you know, if in a perfect world, every game would be a banger, every game would be developed in a sense of trying to make sure that the content was really there to ensure that people were having a blast, right? But, you know, quite often the content's lackluster or the game gets released in a bad performing state. And that's why I do what I do. You know, I want to try to educate people on some of these companies that aren't doing us right. They are not bringing us the content that we deserve as fans of these franchises, fans of these companies, and fans of gaming in general, right? We deserve better from some of these companies, and that's what a lot of this is about. I want all of us to have a good time doing whatever, you know, appeals to you. I have my companies that I bag on, but I bag on them not because of, you know, it's because of what they've become. I bag on these companies because of what they do to us as consumers, and they try to take advantage of people. That's why I tend to try and educate people a little bit on you know, what I see to be a darker side of what this industry provides. A side that they try to take advantage of us as consumers, you know. So whenever I do that stuff, I talk about EA in a bad light. I talk about, you know, Call of Duty being something that has really gone downhill, stuff like that. You know, it's because it, in my eyes, is the truth, right? Do you like Magic the Gathering Arena? Dude, I haven't played that in so long. But I did just see where they're collaborating with, like, Ubisoft for Magic the Gathering. And, see, I used to play Magic. I used to play Magic the Gathering, like, as a kid, dude. Like, when I was younger. Bro, I mean, like, early Magic, you know? Yeah. I had a buddy that had, like, a couple Black Lotuses. Oh, really? They announced the trading card game Pocket, huh? I mean, they've had Pokemon trading card game as a desktop application for a long time, too. Yeah. They've had Pokemon TCG for a long time just as desktop app. Yep. And I dabbled in that a long time ago. Looks even cooler. Yeah. That's cool, man. Nice. Yeah, I like digital trading card games. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that, Cash. Yeah, that's kind of neat. It just depends on how, you know, how well developed the TCG is, respectively, for each one. I think I really liked, you know, Gwent was good. I liked Magic. I just, you know, I'm not one of those people that goes into it and plays competitively or anything. I played a lot of Magic physical, you know, trading card game, Magic whenever I was younger. So I've always had a bit of a propensity to like those types of games. You know, it's something that's appealed to me quite often, as long as it's in a world that I enjoy and stuff. So yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll take a look at it, man. Yeah. So. That's cool, man. We'll have to see if we can pull it up on Thursday or something if they announce that as well. That's cool, man. We'll take a look. So, I don't know, man. This is what we do. If you guys aren't familiar with what we do around here, this is the way we start off all of our streams. 6 days a week, so every day but Wednesday. So tomorrow will be our down day. We always start off at roughly 6 a.m. CST CDT. We talk video gaming news to begin with, like we're kind of summarizing right now, or we're summing up right now. And then we move on and play games for the rest of the day. So we got to figure out what we're playing today, because I am finished with Nightingale. I can't do it anymore. It's just not good enough for me to keep trudging through. It's got rough edges and stuff, but we'll talk about that in a moment. So if you dig diving into the video gaming industry, trying to take a look at what's going on in the industry, staying current with what's happening in the industry, trying, one of my big things is promoting a healthier industry for us all the way around as consumers of these products, and trying to shine a light on maybe the companies and businesses within the industry that are not treating us very well as trying to lift up and promote the businesses that I do think are doing us right and doing good things in the industry. You know, that's a lot of what we try to do here. So if you can dig that, come be a part of it when we're live 6 days a week, and we always start off with these video gaming news segments, man. And I appreciate everybody again, as always, being here and being a part of it, contributing to what we go over, and having these conversations about these important subjects that we dive into here. Cash, thank you for the Sony stuff and the Pokemon stuff, as well as Soup. Thank you very much as well, buddy, for the Pokemon stuff, and I guess I'll say thank you for the COD stuff too, buddy. So after that, you know, we're gonna do, we're gonna sum this up right now, and we're gonna go play games for the rest of the day. We got an amazing community here. Awesome people, dude, taking care of one another, spreading good vibes, just trying to have a good time, enjoying the world of video games, and having a lot of laughs, but a legit community that is being built around taking care of one another, being understanding that it's okay that we are different as human beings, and just being welcoming and civil about things. We don't always have to agree on everything, but being civil and not letting our differences create strife and you know, volatile, making things volatile here. You know, it's all about being understanding and accepting of our differences. It's great, dude. We're unique. We're human. As long as you're good people, man, you belong here with us, and we're always looking for new people to come be a part of this amazing community that's being built here. So if you can dig that, come be a part of it. We're always looking for more people to continue to grow this amazing community. And again, thanks to everybody that's always here and part of what we do. It wouldn't be what it is without you, so thank you very much. I want to run us an outro real quick. No stream tomorrow. It's our usual down day, but so no more news until Thursday, but I will catch you on Thursday for what will be February 29th edition of Video Gaming News. I'm going to run us an outro. As soon as it's over, then we will get started playing video games. I'm not going anywhere. Stream's not going down. But until our next Video Gaming News segment on Thursday, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and I'll be right back to start figuring out what we're going to play for the rest of the day. You guys rock.